Hey there, crypto traders, checking in on Bitcoin and the altcoin space. So we know time is drawing near as to when this tightening month-plus long equilibrium is going to break. We're going to look at what signals we are watching for to tell us the break is taking place, and also talk a little bit about game plan setup. Back in a moment. So we'll start it off by looking at the dollar, which hasn't had a huge implication in the short term as far as the impact on Bitcoin. But one thing that I would take into consideration when I look at this, I say, okay, the dollar has been pulling back for essentially 6-7 days at this point. I look at Bitcoin's daily chart. We've been going up the past 3 or 4 days. So I can say that if we see a dollar bounce, it's not going to help the Bitcoin bulls. It can only hurt the Bitcoin bulls. So if we see a shift in momentum back to the bulls heading into the second half of this week on the dollar, that would make me potentially lean just a bit on the potential bear break for Bitcoin. I would not make any decisions based on the dollar alone. All I'm doing is looking at the dollar and looking at the potential implications that it will have on the probabilities of how we are going to break this Bitcoin tightening range. So the Bitcoin tightening range has been forming at this point since we saw this huge dump, and we were anticipating an equilibrium would be the most likely scenario once we saw the size of the bounce was significant enough, because that's what you get when you get significant volatility in both directions. So we have our higher low set down here at 10,363, and the question now is, are we setting a lower high compared to 10,956? And the answer is maybe. We broke the low of yesterday, but only by $3. Bears need a little bit more follow through. I would say if we break 10,600, then I'll say, yes, our new daily lower high has been set. So what are we going to see that is going to help let us know the break is taking place here in Bitcoin, which is going to happen, in my opinion, either end of this week or into the weekend? It's volume is what we're looking for first and foremost. So what we want to see is a big volume spike. I would say this is Coinbase's exchange, but this orange line here is the 20-day average volume. And you would want to be over that line in the first, well, I can't say that. I was going to say in the first, 12 hours of trading on the day. But what if the break takes place the second half of a day? Then obviously its breakout volume or breakdown volume is not going to be accounted for in that candle. The bottom line is you want to see a big spike in volume over the average, and you want to see multiple levels break. If I'm looking at a bull break, 10,956 and 11,180 would need to break on the same move. The last thing I want to see is a bull break of one level, unable to break any further levels, and then a pullback from there. That would be a bit of a red flag. If I'm looking bearish, I'm looking for a break of 10,363, and I want to see follow through under 10,135 shortly after. We need to ensure that the breaks are taking out multiple levels in the equilibrium so we can trust it. Every level that's taken out means more shorts have to cover or more longs get liquidated, depending on which direction that happens in. If I am confident in direction, I personally am not confident in direction, but if I were, or if I wanted to be aggressive, I would be entering while within the equilibrium. If I'm bearish, I am entering bearish right now and putting my stop over 11,000. If I'm bullish, I'm hoping we set a daily lower high, and then pull back and I scale in an entry in the 10,500s and 10,400s, and I put my stop under 10,300 perhaps. If I don't have confidence in direction, I'm just waiting for the break. So personally, I'm just waiting for this break. If I see some things that make me have a directional lean, I would only be looking to play bullish, and I would be watching for the potential of a monthly bull flag. Best case scenario for the bulls would be take out these two levels, spike in volume, and head back to our monthly high, which would increase significantly the probability of a monthly bull flag. But one day at a time, one step at a time. We know the break isn't happening yet, and we know to patiently be watching. The Bitcoin dominance chart is doing nothing. and it's not going to do anything, in my opinion, until we get a break. And on the break, if we get a bull break of Bitcoin and a bull break of the dominance chart, we know focused attention is on Bitcoin. Money is flowing into Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks bullish and this chart breaks bearish, we know the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks bearish and this chart breaks bullish, we know Bitcoin is dropping faster than the altcoins. That's probably the least likely scenario. And if we break Bitcoin bearish and if we break the dominance chart bearish, that means the altcoins, no, if we break it bullish, that means the altcoins are dropping faster than Bitcoin. So dominance chart, no information. Got to wait for Bitcoin USD to give us the break. ETH USD, trying to set a daily high or low here. And the bulls would have to break 356.12. If the bulls break 356.12, it's a point in favor of the Bitcoin bulls, in my opinion. From there, we have to go back up to 370.25. But any little bull action that we see on ETH or other major altcoins is a slight point in favor of the Bitcoin bulls. And again, same thing as the dollar. I'm not making a decision based off of that, but it shifts the probability and shifts the confidence as far as which direction we're going to be looking to break. So hold of support for ETH 334.19 would be best case scenario. If I want to be an aggressive ETH bull, I can use that stop level, which is fairly close by. If that level breaks, we're heading back down towards that double bottom. And if that level holds, again, it keeps giving the bulls a slight edge in the short term to try and break a tightening range bullish. ETH BTC, bear break on the daily and no bear follow through right now. The bulls only prove things to us if 33.86 breaks. If we do not break 33.86, then the bulls prove nothing to us and Bitcoin will remain stronger than ETH as long as that is the case. Link USD also trying for a daily trend change. Key support is 881 and then 731. We are currently holding 881 at the moment. We would have to do so and break 973 for a notable shift in momentum. We had a massive bounce on Link, looking for a weekly high or low, but since then we have not changed the daily trend and we don't have a confident weekly high or low being set. So that is going to be key as well. All about 881. If that breaks, back to 731 as the most important level, and I would be interested bottom fishing 731 if we drop down closer towards that level, as that means the risk will be smaller and the potential reward, if this is our weekly high or low, will far outweigh that. Who am I missing? BNB. So BNB USDT daily time frame is in a nice tightening range. This is another chart that absolutely is favoring the bulls at this point. And lower high was set at 29.27, and now the bulls need to form a higher low compared to 25.66. So again, if I'm an aggressive bull, I'm scaling it on this consolidation. I'm using 25.66 as a stop, and I'm hoping for a bull break. And Binance is definitely positioned better than many coins, where if we do see Bitcoin break bullish and Binance break bullish, we're going to very quickly be right back up at our 2020 high, which is obviously notable. So nice tightening, clear range on the daily time frame for BNB. XMR USD has also been standing out for strength recently. Haven't been covering it a whole lot. We have resistance of 113.43, which did break, but there's a lack of follow through right now, which instantly has me then scout to draw a rising wedge. So if I were looking at a rising wedge, and I haven't even done this yet, we're doing it live, I would draw something along those lines. And as far as support is concerned, so that's not a very steep tightening range, but it's worth paying attention to. If we were to pull back from here, 4-hour time frame, formed a higher low, failed to break resistance. If we drop down and break 108.85 from here, bulls will lose their short-term momentum. And it is worth watching. I like this resistance line more than I like this support line. So it is worth watching that level. Just trying to see different ways that I can get all this price action involved. That is a lot of touches going back all the way to the COVID dump. Worth paying attention to. Bigger picture. So that's where we stand in the cryptocurrency space as a whole, patiently waiting, knowing that it could be another 3-4 days before we get a break. And it's going to have implications. I mean, we're running out of time for the rest of 2020. So how this pattern breaks is going to significantly shift the direction that we head as we head into the end of the year. Do good things, have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.